G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to MagzTV's vlog for the 27th of January 2015. So we've got a few things to cover today, so let's get started. First things first, apologies to everybody for not being able to run a voiceover on my recent DCS video. Honestly, it was so insanely hot on this end of the world that I was afraid that if I turned the air conditioners off, the temperature in the house would spike so much that I'd never get it down again. And considering my son is in the house, as well as my missus, who we have recently found out have another baby on the way, it's not something that I really wanted to do. So I just had to run without the mics, but hey, everyone seemed to enjoy the video anyway, so it worked. So yes, the Magses are multiplying. This will be my third child. I have a little girl to a previous relationship, as well as my son, who's already becoming an extremely good War Thunder pilot. He seems to have a current thing for US planes, Mustangs, Bearcats and the B-17, so I'm doing my best to train him to not be a noob. At this point I should probably mention that he has successfully managed to land a Bearcat on a carrier with minimal assistance, and he's only recently turned 3. Yeah, by the time that kid turns 5, he's going to be wiping the floor with me, I'm sure of it. So twice a father, third one on the way, and I can honestly tell you it never gets any less scary. I am scared shitless at the moment. Every time the missus looks slightly unwell or worried or seems to have a little bit of pain, I just about have kittens trying to make sure she's alright. Now, I was told a long time ago when my daughter was on the way that it's only ever the first one, as a bloke, that you're nervous about. After that, it just becomes routine. The person who told me that was full of shit, and if anyone ever tells you that, don't bloody believe them. You are a nervous wreck, as much as your missus ever will be, when there's a bubby on the way. Now, I'm sure a few of you have been asking yourself at this point, what does this mean for the channel? You got a bubby on the way, are you going to have time to keep making videos? Yeah, you guys are actually going to probably get more content than you have been in the past. Wait, what? More content? How the hell does that work, Max? Well, it's actually quite simple. I have had 3 jobs in the past. Now, I gave up one of my jobs once the channel started becoming large and I started making money off it. That was when I first monetized. It was only a small job, petty cash on the side, so it didn't really matter. Now, my 2 jobs that I had remaining, one, I drive heavy agricultural and earth-moving machinery. That's what I do for my day job. I drive basically treaded, sort of kind of like tank machines, as well as tractors and whatever else needs to be done around local farms. I was also DJing on weekends and on weeknights. Now, my missus never particularly liked being left at home alone on the nights that I was DJing. She was never particularly comfortable with it. Now that there's a bubby on the way, she's really not comfortable with it. So I have chosen to shit-can the DJing entirely. I've given it up, no longer doing it. So I've taken another hit to the income department, but this means all the nights that I would normally DJ, which was anywhere from 2 to 4 nights a week, are now completely free. I now am able to do other things with them, and I do want to try and replace that lost income. The channel is the best way for me to be able to do it. I can do this entirely from home. I'm able to be here for the missus and help her out with what she needs to do. She's not left at home at night, and quite frankly, I don't have to deal with as many dickheads doing videos on YouTube as I have to in a nightclub full of drunk dickheads. So how am I going to do that? Well, if you go underneath the About tabs for the channel, you'll notice there is now a PayPal donations button. This is there for if anyone ever feels like throwing me a few bucks, just to say thank you for the videos. Feel free to do so. Do not feel obligated to do so. It's entirely up to you. If I'm going to start taking this seriously and I'm going to start surrendering jobs and really focusing in on the channel, I'm going to have to make some of these options available. I'm still toying with the idea of a Patreon. I'm not sure about it at the moment. Reading through the Patreon details, one of the ideas that they've got behind it is that those who become patrons for a YouTuber get access to material either faster or material that is not available from, the person they're a patron of, that is not available to the general public. I don't really like that. That's sort of like having, a premium account to access my content. I really don't. I don't think people should have to pay to get access to the content that I'm making unless they want to. I don't think it should be a requirement to see it. I'm still reading up on exactly how a Patreon should go, but for the moment I've just put up YouTube's donations button. making a mention of it. I'm not going to ram it down your throats all the time. If anyone wants to throw any money into it, cool. If you don't stress. And I really hate talking about shit like that. Okay, moving on to stuff on the channel. Stuff that's actually fun to talk about. What else has been going on? Well, obviously, TrackIR has arrived. You've seen one video of it in the DCS Sabre. As you can see, it's running in the background at the moment. This is me flying the ME410 in absolute simulator mode. I am currently looking for targets. I'm a reasonable pilot. I'm an incredibly bad shot. I'm having some joystick configuration issues. I'm still tinkering with the TrackIR. Its sensitivity seems to be fine for some planes, and then I think it needs adjustment for others, depending on what I'm trying to do. It's still something I'm tinkering with. I'm going to make a video on TrackIR because it was amazing when I first mentioned it that it was on its way. The number of people that actually had never heard of the piece of tech and how it operates. So I'm going to do a bit of coverage for it, how it's set up, the kind of adjustments that you can make, and one thing I really want to cover with it is somebody who's got my disability in the eyes, exactly how you can adjust the settings on TrackIR to account for disabilities or issues within the eyes, such as the keratoconus that I suffer from. So besides TrackIR, there will obviously be Simulator War Thunder battles coming up very soon, along with some more DCS stuff. I'm looking forward to flying out the Huey again, now I've got the TrackIR set up. I've given it one whirl since the TrackIR arrived, and I actually forgot my startup procedures, which is actually kind of embarrassing considering how easy the startup procedures on the Huey are. So I'm just got to quickly refresher course myself and take that one out for a fly. Now, there have been some new games that have been released recently that I do want to do some coverage on. At this point, I'm not entirely sure if they're games that will be regularly covered by my channel, but they're most certainly going to make an appearance in at least one or two videos for a little bit of fun and something a little bit different. Not all of them will be related to simulation combat, but they should be enjoyable nonetheless. I'm also hoping over the next few weeks to actually start doing some collaborations with a number of other YouTubers. Me and Squire have been trying to organise a few things for quite some time, and he came up with a suggestion on something the other day, which I do need to purchase the game in order to be able to do it, but it just sounds perfect, and I'm really looking forward to it already. I have been in contact with a couple of other YouTubers as well, and I'm hoping to, well, be able to put together some videos with them in the near future. I won't mention names at this point because nothing is set in stone, but there is definitely some people that I'm interested in flying with. Now at this point there's probably a few of you asking, Mags, you're at 13,000 subs, why the hell haven't you been flying with other YouTubers in the past? Well, honestly, this is entirely my fault. I am terrible at approaching people. I really am. I hate doing it. I'm one of those people, I don't like commenting unless it's something that I feel is important to say. I don't like commenting on other YouTubers' videos unless I've spoken to them in the past or actually know who they are. Like I would drop a message on Squire's video with no problems, but I chat to Squire at least once a week. Going into somebody like Fly's videos or Baron's videos, I've sort of kind of spoken to Fly a few times. I've never spoken to Baron before. So I'd be really nervous about actually posting anything on there because I don't know these YouTubers and we work in similar fields. I don't feel really right leaving a message there. So I don't. It might sound a little strange, but yeah, I get really uncomfortable with the thought of commenting on the content that's on a similar subject matter to my own without the invitation of the person who created the content. That doesn't do wonders for me meeting other YouTubers, however. Now that said, going the other way, I have a complete open door policy. If any YouTuber that works on similar content to mine, whether it be War Thunder, DCS, whatever, wants to drop a message on my videos, I encourage them to do so. If they want to get in contact with me, by all means, message me. I make myself very easy to find, while not going out of my way to sort of throw myself in everybody's face. Consider this an invitation to anybody out there who is watching the videos. If you want to get in contact, even just to say hi, shoot me a message, guys. Now, streaming. This is one that pops up at least once every 2 weeks, so I'm going to list it again here. Question comes up about once every 2 weeks. Mags, do you stream? Mags, why don't you stream? I don't stream, guys. I don't stream because I have crappy Australian internet. To give you an idea, this video that you are currently watching took me about 8 hours to upload, so you guys can watch it. Just turning my webcam on last night to have a chat with somebody, jumped my ping from the War Thunder servers from my standard about 320 that I play on an absolute lowest ping, to over 700, rendering the game unplayable. Now, does this mean I'll never be able to stream? Well, no. There is an ace in the hole here. Now, there is currently a new network going in Australia called the NBN, or the National Broadband Network. It's basically a fibre optic connection to the internet. The speeds range from anywhere at absolute minimum slowest speed of 2 megabits a second up to 100 megabits a second at maximum. I know there are other places in the world that have speeds that are faster than this as standard, but trust me, being on Australian internet and then looking at the NBN, it's like we're looking into the future. Now, the NBN is only covered by some areas in the country. Now, I happen to be in one of the areas that is at least partially covered. In fact, the house that I'm currently living at recently became NBN active, which is excellent. It means I can put it on. The problem is I'm actually looking for a new house at the moment, and I need something a little bit bigger, obviously, as I mentioned before, bubby on the way, need to expand out, looking at going for a 4-bedroom with, I want a full office so that I can actually soundproof and, you know, really get professional about it. The problem is only half the houses in the area that I live in are actually covered under NBN, or a little bit less than half, if I'm entirely truthful about it. And I don't know where we're going to move to yet, so I could activate an NBN plan on my current house at this address right now and start streaming. If I get a house to move into in, say, a month's time, and that house is not NBN supported, I lose the ability again and go back to, at best, the ADSL2 that I'm running on now. So yes, I'm trying to make sure I get a house that's in an NBN supported area when I move, but I can't guarantee it. Obviously, with a bubby on the way, availability and urgency trumps the net connection to the house. At the very least, I'll be able to constantly maintain at least what I'm doing now without too much of an issue. Going over to NBN, of course, would allow me to be able to upload videos in around 20 to 30 minutes. This means I can actually speed up my pace of uploads. It also means I can go over to 60 frames per second over 30, so I could really up the quality of the videos as well. So I really want it, but, and I'm fingers crossed it will be coming in the future, but at the moment that's why it's not here yet, and that's why there are certain things that I can't do. That's why I'm still on 30 frames per second videos rather than 60. It's why I don't stream. Now, why I'm currently unable to stream myself, you will catch me on other people's streams. I regularly jump onto Grievous, my ever-trusty wingman. He has his own stream on Twitch. I will regularly jump on and fly around with him, or just take the piss out of him while he's playing something completely different to what I am. Now, there will be a link for Grievous's Twitch channel in the about for this video. I've also been invited to join Squire on one of his upcoming streams, so I will likely be doing that. He's just got to give me the times on when the stream will be, and I will put aside the time in order to be able to join in, at least for a couple of hours. Now, all of these, I will, anytime I'm going to go on somebody else's stream, I will put a notification up for it on my Facebook and my Twitter. So if you want to come and find me on somebody else's stream, and probably watch me make an absolute dick of myself, sign up to my Facebook or my Twitter, whichever one's appropriate for you. I'm thinking I will probably start putting links up in G+ for Google. I think if I put it up in there, those of you who have subscribed to me through YouTube may get a notification, although I'm unsure exactly how that works. But yes, that was a very long way of saying no, I don't stream because I can't. However, you can catch me on other people's streams, and I might be able to stream in the future. So, since we're at the end of January, what will be coming up over the month of February for MagzTV? Well, Kerbal Space Program, my first video, will be going up in the next month. Probably within the next week or so, actually, to be honest. I am probably going to give World of Tanks another crack and another look around. They've recently done a patch update, and honestly, I haven't updated that game in about probably 3 months. So I'm probably going to set that tonight and have a look around. War Thunder, obviously. I have the J2M3 video that is coming up. I'm taking a look at the new Hayabusa. Those will be very, very, very shortly. I have been working on the R2Y2 videos, along with the third time beginning re-recording for a Venom video. I've had to reset that 3 times in a row. First time because Gaijin updated the game. Second time because Gaijin changed all the BRs, which changed the way the metal worked for the aircraft. So here I am for the 3rd time recording battles for it. That's what's taking the Venom so long. It will be up very soon as well, and obviously there will be some absolute simulation battles and some ground forces. I'm very close to having the Walker Bulldog unlocked. I am very close to putting together a video on the absolutely insane Sherman Jumbo. Seriously, every single time I drive the Sherman Jumbo, even if it's a bad match, I feel like I'm playing Fury the game. The Ferdinand recently got a buff, and I have the Ferdinand unlocked, so I may be taking a look at that, along with a number of other Ground Forces vehicles as well, and, well, some other Air Forces stuff, obviously. More DCS World will be joining the channel, of course. The Sabre was incredibly popular. I will be doing another video in the Sabre where I actually go over some of the capabilities of the internals of the aircraft with a fully clickable cockpit. I only have 2 other fully clickable vehicles in DCS. One of them is the Huey helicopter, and the Russian Black Shark attack helicopter. I will be covering both of those. The Black Shark is something I still need to spend more time with. I still haven't even got its startup routine memorized, although I'm pretty sure it's easier to start the space shuttle than it is to start that bloody helicopter. But then there's also the non-fully interactive cockpits, such as the Su-27. I have the non-interactive A-10, F-15, basically all the Flaming Cliffs aircraft to cover, as well as the unarmed version of the P-51, which I'll probably throw up. The unarmed version of the P-51, obviously no 50 calibers, so you can't use it in combat in multiplayer. However, it does have a fully operational flight model and is interactive, so I think that will be something worth showing on the channel because it has a very, very accurate flight model. And last but not least, on the known games for the channel, Elite Dangerous. Now I'm currently working on a bounty hunting video showing how I do it, what I'm doing with it, how to make money without having to transport goods around, and how to, well, really pimp out an extremely low value ship and make it an extremely effective bounty hunting craft. Specifically, I'm looking at the Eagle here. So yes, that is everything that's going on with me in the real world and what's been going on with MagzTV. Now, next video should be released in 24 to 48 hours, as this is an update video, so I try and release faster than my 3-day normal release schedule. As I get my shit in order, I'm probably going to try and drop that down to a 2-day release schedule, so you'll get videos sooner, faster, and more often. Until next time, whatever you're playing, enjoy playing it, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.